Hello everyone, Carlos from the Trusted Sec Research Team. So today I want to talk to you about in what order does Sysmon process events for a given configuration. This has been a source of frustration for many when they write rules and filters, when they perform their testing to validate the configuration, and then to find out that the rules and filters are not triggering how they were supposed to, how they were written in the configuration file itself. Here's a simple configuration that I have here. I have a filter, as you can see here, and I have a compound rule. Now, both of them are going to trigger for the Mimikatz exe, as you can see. Now, most people, when they look at this and they look at the order as how everything appears, they're thinking that everything will go top to bottom as it's written in the configuration. So let's apply this configuration right now. Sysmon minus C, rule order, apply the configuration. Now we verify the configuration with another Sysmon minus C without specifying anything. As we can see, we have that command line. It appears first. So even when we look at the console, we are expecting kind of specific behavior to happen. So let's see which one of these rules will actually trigger. Let me run Mimikatz. Let's ask for coffee. Let's do an exit. Now I'm going to use PS Gumshoe to get the event. I'm going to do get Sysmon process create. I'm going to select the first one. And here we have our capture of the Mimikatz exe. And as we can see, it was the compound rule, the one that triggered. And the main reason for this, and it is what is confusing for people when they're working with Sysmon. Sysmon does not care for your event type if it is a filter or a compound rule. What it actually cares about is as to what field you're filtering on and what is the order that that field actually appears inside of the schema. So when we go back here and we look at the Sysmon schema for process create, Sysmon minus S, I'm going to do more so we can page through it. And we look here at Sysmon create process. We are seeing that this initial set of events here, we would never filter on them because we have no control over the time. We have no control over the GUID. We have no control over the ID itself. But the first one it's going to trigger on is on the image. Then file version, then description, then product, and so on, so on. Here we can see command line is further down that list. So what Sysmon is going to do is going to look at all of the different fields, and then it's going to go by order as it appears in the schema. Once it hits a compound rule, so in this case, image goes first, it will then check the second parameter if we have a group relationship of AND. So in this case, the group relation is of AND. So it's going, after it hits image, then it's going to check the description, and then it will continue with every other image field that we see there. And then it's going to process command line. Now, my recommendation to you is that when you're writing your compound rules or your filters, make sure that you're ordering them in the configuration file as they appear in the schema. Do test and validate that the specific compound rule or filter that you're adding will actually trigger. I know it's hard many times, but it is important that you do test as much as possible. So you reduce the size of your configuration for specifically if you have rules that will never trigger. Rules are just there consuming extra processing power from the service itself as it checks. So yeah, this is a very small tip that I wanted to share with you guys, and I really hope that you find it useful. Remember, click on subscribe, click the bell, and we'll be putting out more videos on Sysmon and also on defensive subjects from brought to you by the research team at Trusted Sec.